Hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory.
I can't.
Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah. Bill Gates. Goddamn. The first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah. All of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating. I whooped that.
Oh man. That's sad.
Hey.
All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's getting down.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. What up, Gambit? It's good to see you here. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of wild shit. But before we get started, y'all make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the New Normal Podcast on all social media platforms. Today, the question I have for the people watching and the people who will soon to watch this video: are you mad enough? America and Americans, are you mad enough, or are you mad yet? Are you upset yet? Are you ready to tear America up? Are you ready to kidnap a few politicians? Are you ready to go in people's houses like Nancy Pelosi with hammers and cause riots and insurrections because of what has been going on in America? The reason I'm having this podcast today because I'm very upset. I'm upset how America's going. I'm upset at the people that's in the Congress and the House and the politicians and the presidents that we have had that have given people that come in our country more power than the actual citizens that are here. I'm upset that we deport people and then they come back into our country and wreak havoc, cause crimes, and rape and kill our women in this country. I think it is time for us to be upset, and it's time for us to go out here and be kidnapping politicians. I'm a firm believer of this. I think it's time for us to show them that we have the power in the numbers, and I know they keep us separated like that so we won't have this mindset, we won't have this idea. It is time for the whole racism talk to be put down. It is time for the American people to come together and say, fuck it, y'all have been running this country piss poor. And the reason we got to talk about that is because, like I said, we're going to be talking about today the man, the immigrant, the illegal who, what Gambit said, barbecued someone's grandmother on the subway. The illegal who barbecued someone's grandmother on the subway. This is despicable. It was sad. It was hard to fucking watch. And people were standing around there watching it in real time. This was sickening. My heart goes out to the family. Nobody should ever have to suffer a death like that. Ever. And that's one of my prayers to God, that if I go, that it's a quick, painless death. Now, when we look at people that die, it's typically not painless or quick or simple, but that's my only prayer to God. I got two prayers to God, that when I die, there's no such thing as heaven or hell, and I cease to exist anymore, and that my death be quick and painless, or that I don't suffer. So we're going to get into this. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. If you're over there on Twitter watching, y'all come over here on YouTube so y'all can get in the top in this comment section. We got a fire show for y'all today. And let's get to it.
Police make an arrest in connection to the horrific attack on a New York City subway. The NYPD says a woman was sleeping on the train this morning before she was deliberately set on fire by another passenger. The woman, who is yet to be identified, has died. This is what authorities had to say.
You know how crazy it is to just be sleeping and you just set a random person on fire? These people are loony. They're crazy. We have people that need to be in the insane asylum or walking the streets with everyday individual. And it's pissing me off the more and more that we have these conversations. I don't understand why the American government aren't locking these people up and putting straight jackets on folks. Make straight jackets great again. This could have been my mother just riding the subway and this motherfucking illegal just decided to throw set them on fire. I don't know how he did. He just set this woman on fire. I don't even know why people are still riding public transportation, especially in New York. We've been seeing people get choked out in New York. We've been seeing people do weirdo shit on the subways and on the buses. Fights happen on the buses. Y'all remember when that old man had to knock that lady out in New York when she was on that bus? I don't even understand why people are still doing this.
On how technology played a factor in all of this.
Today's brutal murder was captured on one of those onboard train video cameras. It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened? It offered them images of the perpetrator. It allowed them to take those images and release them to the public. And it allowed the public to see something and say something. And that's why we're standing here now reporting that an individual is in custody, a person of interest is in custody.
CNN's Gloria Pazmino has been tracking.
And this is crazy. This is happening. This is crazy. This is happening. I'm going to put this up there because I seen that too, that Biden was selling the wall for pennies on the dollar. That taxpayer funded wall he's selling. This is crazy. And I seen that a billionaire was they was interviewing, I forgot what billionaire it was, but he was saying that he will buy the wall back since it's pennies on the dollar, and he'll buy all of the wall back so they can put it down there when Trump takes office. This country, America, is only a bank for the elitists. That's why they tax us the way that they do. I just seen a video, and I'm gonna get back to it. I just seen a video of a man say he was talking to one of the Rockefellers, and the Rockefeller said, "Do you know why we pushed women's rights and the women's movements like we did? Because we could only tax half of the community or the country. And if we make women work and tax them, now we have more access to your children by the public education system. So we get your children earlier, so we get to indoctrinate them too." That's why Americans nowadays are so docile and weak and just think we're just supposed to go about our day and not be tearing this bitch up. Because you got to think to yourself, why in the world haven't Americans just come together and said, fuck it, we not paying taxes no more? Just answer if we pay taxes for y'all to protect us, why haven't we just said, fuck it, we not paying taxes no more? Because y'all are doing a piss poor job at this point.
Tracking this story, what are these new details, Gloria?
Well, Jessica, extremely disturbing details that we learned from police officials just a short while ago. This happened early this morning around 7:30 at the Stillwell Avenue station in Coney Island, which is in Brooklyn. And this is the end of the subway line. Now, police tell us that there was a woman who appeared to be sleeping on the subway car. The subway car was not moving at the time. And then the suspect approached her, lit her on fire, apparently using a lighter. That's what we learned during the press conference just a short while ago. The woman immediately caught fire. She was engulfed in flames, and officers that were patrolling the station at that hour were able to respond and put out the flames. They were unfortunately not able to save her. EMS responded to the scene, and the woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, police really just were able to give a lot of detail, thanks in part to the cameras that were in the subway car. This is a relatively new thing here in New York City, Jessica, that we have nearly full subway cover when it comes to surveillance cameras. That was how they were able to get very good, clear images of the suspect, which they then arrested several hours later. One very important detail, which the law enforcement officials went into, is that they were able to disseminate those images through the media and the press. And then they got a tip from 3 young New Yorkers. So the police commissioner said that they were high school age who saw the man and reported it to the police. They were able to make an arrest, and he is now in custody.
Now just think about teenagers on this bus, on the subway. Just think about your child being set on fire. You got to understand why it's important that we're talking about illegals in their country. It's lawlessness in their country. Why do you think when they came over here, these illegals and all these gangs, they're having actual turf wars in America? How the fuck do you even claim a turf and you only been here 22 days? Y'all having turf wars already in Tennessee? Y'all taking over apartment complexes already in Colorado? Are you serious right now? I just don't understand how Americans have not gotten together, put all that race shit to the side, put all the trans shit to the side, put all the wars in Palestine and your Jewish shit. I just don't understand how Americans say, hey, bro, you see what they doing with our tax money? You see they cutting off people's insurance. They had a story today I just read. A black man robbed a bank so his daughter could get cancer surgery on her eyes. The insurance companies are so crooked that the mother said she thought she had insurance. When the baby turned 1 year old, the insurance went away and she was supposed to re-sign up for insurance. And see, that's how they get a lot of people is they let you let your insurance lapse. So when something happens, you think that you signed up and you just have it until you turn it off. Because if you know how America works, a lot of times that's how things are. When you sign up to Netflix, when you sign up to these programs and these things that we use, they typically keep going until you say turn it off, or they hit you with an alert to say, hey, ain't no money in your account. But with insurance, it's different, and they do things like that to fuck you up when it's time for stuff like that to be needed. This guy's a real life John Q.
I want you to take a listen to the police officials just describing this incident earlier this morning.
Someone who we believe carried out one of the most just depraved crimes one person could possibly commit against another human being. And it took the life of an innocent New Yorker. But at this hour, I am pleased to announce that a short time ago, alert NYPD transit officers took a person of interest into custody.
So a combination of
If y'all watching the video, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell on YouTube and on your phone.
technology and good old-fashioned police work there, Jessica, as well as New Yorkers who were paying attention and called it into that tip line. We are waiting to hear details on the charges that this person is facing, and of course, more details about the person who was killed in this absolutely senseless tragedy. Jessica?
And you know what's crazy about this? They could charge this person. They're probably going to deport this person. And they're probably going to be back in their country, not facing any consequences for the actions and the life that they took over here in America. To only come across the border again.
All right, Gloria Pazmino, thank you very much. And joining us now is CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller. He was formerly the Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism for the NYPD. John, first, I just want to get your thoughts generally about this crime and how it all progressed throughout the day and the key role that officials say technology played.
Well, Jessica, it's one of those things that actually could have happened very differently and unfolded in an equally tragic way. So you have an empty train car. You have an individual who approaches this woman who's sleeping. He uses this lighter, according to the video that was downloaded from that train car, to set the blanket that she is wearing on fire. And that fire expands until it awakens her. But at this point, she's engulfed in flames and stands up. At that point, the individual who set her on fire has retreated from the train car and sat down in the station on a bench to watch her stand and burn. When police arrive, all they see is her in the train car, and they summon people with fire extinguishers and people to render aid. But if it was not for the video in the train car, the MTA gets there, they download the video and they see it, this wouldn't have been a homicide. This would have been either a mystery or a question about how did this woman either catch fire or set herself on fire. But for that video depicted this individual approaching her and lighting on fire. There were no other witnesses to that. Interestingly, the technology then expands because one of the officers on the scene turns towards where this man is sitting outside the train car on the bench, and his body camera actually captures that face. Once they download the video and realize he's gone, they're able to exploit the body cam video to say, here's his picture, put that out over their social media channel, crowdsource it to everybody riding the train and everybody in the city, and he's spotted hours away and far away. So a lot of technology came together, and it's interesting. When this technology was suggested by the governor and the mayor, cameras on every train car, cameras in every station, the New York Civil Liberties Union came out with a statement. The New York Civil Liberties Union strongly opposes NYPD's plans to increase the number of surveillance cameras until police come up with a plan to safeguard the use of these cameras and the images they capture on tape. Our concerns extend to the announced increase in surveillance cameras on the subway. It was interesting that, privacy advocates and civil liberties people oppose these cameras when.
Do you understand so many of these groups that oppose anything that the police try to do to make your life safer are paid opposition? These are people and groups who are funded by globalists and people overseas to put up barricades and blockades to make sure that your life is not safe as it could possibly be. Because when it comes to having this type of technology and cameras everywhere, people get to watch and see what's going on to stop a lot of stuff before it actually happens. Just think about somebody was trying to set up a bomb on this train. Now we got cameras on here to watch somebody actually set up a bomb on this train to prevent that from going off. I don't understand why you wouldn't want cameras everywhere in these cities anyway, because we got cell phones now. People on social media all day long. We got cameras on every stoplight and red light. You got cameras when you walk in the stores. You got cameras down there everywhere. What's going to be the issue with it? Put it on the subway or put it on the bus? That's the part that's baffling me.
And when you talk to people in the subway, all they say is more cops, more cameras.
Yeah, that it is so interesting. And you make such a great point that if that camera wasn't there, then we would have maybe never known that anybody had a role in lighting this woman on fire. With that in mind, John, what do we know more about the victim and the suspect? Officials were pretty scant with details. They were still working to ID the victim, frankly. With the suspect, all they could say is that he had arrived in 2018 from Guatemala. That was about all we got. What more are you learning?
When they took the suspect into custody, he basically self-identifies. They did not find any, as I am told from my sources, they didn't find any ID on him. So they're going by his statement as to what his name was, what his date of birth was, when he arrived in this country, where he came from. Of course, they'll be running fingerprints and other records to see if they can confirm that ID, including where he's been staying and to document all that background. But right now, they're not able to speak as to whether he has any prior record of violence or violations on the subway, because all they know about him, at least at this moment, is what he's told them.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to ask you about the fact that New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who you mentioned played a role with the mayor in putting these cameras into the subway, sent National Guard troops into the subway for security during the holidays. Do you think that was the right move? And just generally, when it comes to security with the New York subway, where do you think that stands today?
Well, I think it was the right move in that the National Guard is a backup to the existing law enforcement system. They spend tons of money on overtime to push cops from the street to do overtime tours in the subway. But I think we've all figured out the key here is after the incident involving Frank James in 2022, when he at random opened fire and shot 10 people on the subway, and the cameras on the station were not functioning that day, and we were deprived of that video during the investigation I was a part of. The push to get those cameras in every station, in every subway car, makes a real difference. And here's the other irony here, which is
I still don't understand why anybody would have pushback on it. I'm not even from New York. When I visited New York, I got on the subway and we rode for a long time. The subway is a how if you've never been to New York, how the subway looks in the movies, how they make it dark, dingy, creepy, look like it smells, homeless people running around, rats dragging pizza, and turtles just popping up with swords and shit like that. It really looks like that. It's really an unsafe place to be in New York City. I hate the subway, and I don't even understand. I get it. That's how you get around in New York City. The cost of living is high. It's probably easier just to ride the subway. It's probably more cost effective. It's probably not good to even have a car in New York City, especially depending on your commute and where you got to go. The traffic is probably horrible. I understand all of that, but to ride that subway and put your life in danger over and over and over again, it's like, bruh. It's only a matter of time for somebody to put a bum on the subway. I know that sounds crazy. I know that it's just only a matter of time. And it's sad to say, it's sad to see how America's going, but we pay people for our safety. That's part of what your taxes is supposed to be for, or that's what they tell us is for, or that's what they bamboozled us into believing that our taxes is for. But now, as we get older and we see what they're doing and how they pass these bills, we understand that America is nothing but a bank for the globalists to use.
the police commissioner we saw speaking, Jessica Tisch. Before she was police commissioner and sanitation commissioner and commissioner of internet for the city, she spearheaded NYPD's technology as the deputy commissioner there. She was the one who introduced the body cameras to the street, which were critical today, the ability to transmit information to 36,000 phones that police officers were carrying, including images, which was instrumental today, pushing NYPD's social media. So as she comes around to her new role as police commissioner, she's literally reaping the benefits of her own hard work from years ago.
Yeah, it is incredible, the groundwork that she laid that now has helped her both in this and also Luigi Mangioni's case as well. John Miller, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good to see you.
Did Drake take it too far? He's suing them.
So I'm going to say this again. I don't know why anybody was to be riding the subway. It just seems like an unsavory place to be. Dangerous place to be. I would not want to put my life in my hands and other people's hands in the subway. And you got to understand, of course, we do that every day when we get up and we commute to work and go different places and be around certain people. But there are places and venues and alleys and time of days that increase violence and make you more susceptible for things to happen to you. So this is why I say the subway being underground, not heavily surveillanced or just the most dangerous people riding these subways. And people, like I said, I just seen a video like 2 days ago. This random white man just screaming and writhing on the floor, crawling on the floor. He's like, and the people are just running. I'm like, they have Looney Tunes all the time on the damn subway. All the time. Like I said, if you're watching the video, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you share the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell on YouTube and turn your notifications on your phone. So the next thing we're going to get into, I want to talk about, since we're talking about crime and shit, let's talk about this goofball. I'll try not to say I hate anybody. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. I try not to say that I hate anybody, but I really dislike Gavin Newsom. I really fucking dislike Gavin Newsom. The reason I dislike Gavin Newsom He's one of those guys that looks like he's like well put together guy. So, he gives you that trusting vibe. But he's a scum bucket. That's why I see a lot of people call him Gavin Newscum. The reason being his city and the crime in his city has run roughshod. And the reason we're talking about Proposition 36 is because a lot of your citizens are okay with the stricter laws when it comes to Proposition 36. He wants to oppose it, but doesn't seem to have any action or any plans to put in place to make sure that California is a safer state. This comes because we have so many of these little flash mob or these robbing crews running in and out of these retail stores, stealing thousands and thousands of merchandise. And I want y'all to hear what this goofball had to say about what was going on, in California and why he opposes this. Let's go.
This initiative's done with not one new dollar. It's about mass incarceration. It's about bringing it back to 1980s mindset where it's possession of drugs. After this initiative's done with not one new dollar, it's about mass incarceration. It's about bringing it back to 1980s mindset where it's possession of drugs and you end up in state prison at the cost of $100,000+ per taxpayer. It's funded by big oil and Walmart and conservative right-wing DAs. The impact's going to have on the black and brown community is next level. And
let me tell you something. So many black people, and I ain't speaking for the brown people because I don't know no brown people. I don't personally hang out with brown people. I don't know any brown people, but I'm speaking for the black community and the things that I hear, even from the family member that I have out there in California, or just how black people are acting now when it comes to law and lawlessness. So many black people now don't want to hear what you got to say about the black and brown community, Gavin Newsom. Mr. White Man that's probably going to stay in a multi-million-dollar house. Well, we know you stay in a multi-million-dollar house and have your own vineyard. So the things that's going on in the community, you're so inept to that you don't even have to worry about it coming to your front step. And this is the problem that we're having with all these politicians. They sit high up on their kingdom and on their thrones and look down on people and make these laws and these policies that affect us every day. They try to seem like they're doing the best for us to try to dress it up and try to clean it up, but they don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I think a lot of these guys, they just like to push the button. It's like playing Sims. It's kind of like, I wonder what would happen if I push this button right here and see how the people react. It's because they don't care about us. They don't give a fuck about us. And I think they get a kick out of the things and the policies that they pass. I think they be behind doors laughing at us and talking about how dumb the American people are. Because the people that hold these positions will be on the on the who knows club or the end club. So these guys know what these bills and what these laws would do to the communities after they're passed or not passed.
And the fact that I saw a poll today and so 70% of people want to support it, I was wondering what state I was living in. And I know people are frustrated. I know people are angry. I am too, but this is not the way of solving it. And I think it's important. I hope you all realize this whole thing was under false pretense, was around retail theft. Remember that? I hope you guys do the analysis. Please, I can't.
And nobody wants to see retail theft. Nobody wants to be in nobody wants to be in the mall with your family. And people, 20 people run in the store that you're in with ski masks on and guns and stealing shit while you in there with your babies and don't know what's going on. So you try to act like retail theft isn't a big deal. It's a very big deal because people want to be able to go and shop and have a family out and feel safe while they doing it. If you're not going to make stricter laws, you're just going to continue to do the same thing over and over. In California, they done passed a law where if you steal and the thieves are understanding this, if I steal something under $1,000, then you're going to let me back out of prison with a ticket that day. And that's how they keep it going. And so when you increase the limit of how much the merchandise that a person steal, and they keep doing it, and understand, if I steal $999, I'm not going to go to jail. This is going to write me a citation. I'm going to keep doing it because there is no consequences for this. It's just like a child. If you what they say, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And some of these people don't have parents to whoop their ass. And like my father told me growing up, I'm going to do my job so nobody else won't have to put that belt to your ass or put you in a prison because I'm doing a piss poor job. I am here to raise you so nobody else has to do my job. And that's what we're having now, because we have a lot of people who are piss poor parents that are allowing these kids to just go out here and do whatever the hell they want to do.
Can't do this alone. There has to be some scrutiny and accountability. It was all about retail theft. It's interesting. The retailers are not on board. Grocers are not on board. They talked about the retail theft threshold of $950. It's not even included in the initiative.
That's why he was gonna say, I watched a little bit of this. The retail theft is $900. And he said $50. Did he say? Let me go back and make sure.
That's not what it's a retail theft threshold of $950. It's not even included in the initiative.
And he said retailers basically said this is a no-go. What do you mean? They're actually leaving these places. I just think about the 3 Walmarts that they closed in Chicago, in the black neighborhoods, where people were saying, hey, we got to drive further now to get the goods and necessities we need because it's a bunch of lawlessness that's going on and it hurts everybody. The black community is slowly waking up, and they're going to have to speak up and tell on the other niggas that's making it bad for all the other black people. That's why when you say it's going to hurt the black and brown community, like I said, I'm not speaking on the brown community because I don't know nobody from that community. I'm telling you, from black people, most black people now are sick of this shit that's going on, and they're sick of the nigger class in the black community. Point blank, period.
That's not what it's about. It's drug policy reform that sets us back to the 1980s. And we all lived through that, and we've been trying to unwind that. At the same time, I'm for accountability, signed 11, 12 pieces of legislation on retail theft. Retail theft, the leaders in this space all celebrate it as a national model, and they're right. And I thank the Attorney General and others. He's got a retail theft unit now. We just announced yesterday 171 new arrests, over $500,000. That was just from an operation last month.
Just think about it. They had arrested 170 new people just last month. How many people got away? That's how bad theft is going on. You mean to tell me retail? See, and if you know, Gavin Newsom's full of shit, because like most of us, I'm 36 years old. People my age and a little bit younger and a little bit older typically held a job working in some type of retail. When you worked in retail, they taught you this term called shrink. Shrink is very important to the business's bottom line. If your shrink gets too high, you will have CEOs actually come in your store and fire everybody in that bitch because y'all are not watching, y'all are not placing stuff and products in the proper place on the proper end caps to get the right store flow, the impulse counters. Like, all of these things play a part. So for you to say that these retailers don't feel a ways about this, it's weird when you know that the bottom line shrink is very important. Everything that's stolen, everything that's opened and brought back, everything that's damaged or dropped on the floor, all of those have to be taken into account for. And these are things that you learn if you have taken a job or been or have worked in retail before you understand this term called shrink. So Gavin Newsom, you're still full of shit.
The CHP, but Prop 36 is a real setback, and it appears clearly that the public.
It is not a setback. And before we continue, y'all make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video, and make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell on YouTube, and turn the notifications on your phone. Let's go.
Look, has a different point of view.
Thank you. A quick follow-up. I mean, do you think that this messaging isn't translating then with voters if the polls are showing enormous support?
We're the size of 21 state populations combined. I'd like to think everybody picks up the LA Times and absorbs it, all 40 million Californians, and they balance all these facts. I don't mean that pejoratively. I mean,
yes, you do.
I mean it. It's hard, right? I mean, we'd have to raise tens of millions of dollars. And that's the truth. And
you know what's crazy? Y'all got the money. Y'all got the money. Y'all, you trying to act like you don't have the money to put people in jail and have harsher laws and stuff like that. And that's supposed to be the talking point of why y'all were trying to be a lot more lenient on the crime and theft that was under $950, because y'all say y'all have a prison and jail overcrowding, the funding. Y'all was thinking that some of these penalties were a little bit too harsh for the crimes that were committed. You got to understand, crimes need to be punished. One of my homeboys was in the military. He told me this. He said, when you go to the Muslim countries, he said, for theft, he said somebody get caught stealing. He said they cut your hand off. He said you'll see in Muslim countries a person with one hand, but you don't see people with no hands. He said you'll see a person with one hand, but you won't see a person with no hands. So that means you have to punish everything that's going on with an iron fist.
And that's a challenge. So look, I'm not a defeatist on this. Every time you can go back, rewind. I think I've had similar remarks at 25 other locations. That's my point of view. But I'm not naive either. And I made this point. I saw a lot of politicians that are like this, which directions are going. And I saw them move in that direction. And then I realized it was even worse than I thought. I became a little more cynical. They didn't read it. They didn't read it. And that was disappointing to me, but it's not surprising. I've been doing this a long time.
Conversation's been like with Mayor London Breed, who's here
I haven't had a
today.
conversation with her. Everybody has their different points of view. You can ask her. I honestly don't know.
And since we're talking about crime, they want America to be lawless. They want America to not be safe. They want America to be like Mad Max. I wouldn't doubt if America starts to look like that soon. This is supposed to be the richest country in the world, but we have places and cities and communities that look like third world countries in America. People joke and play, like even that comedian talking about Puerto Rico being a dump. So what is Baltimore? What is Skid Row? What are these places that we can go and look at and see the buildings boarded up, the houses falling in? There's no businesses. The people look like they're strung out or junkies. People walking with open-toe shoes, but they're Jordans. I'm just trying to figure out, how do we get to the point where in America, I watched today a video of the 10 most poorest cities in America. 2 of those cities are in my state, Livingston, Alabama, and I forgot the other one. And I think like 5 of them are in Mississippi. 1 of them is in Arkansas, and the other one is like Ohio. There's no reason for people to be that poor in America. And we send billions of dollars across that water. That's crazy. So now we're about to talk about trans people of the day. You know, I gotta always throw this trans shit in there because people try to act like, granted, I do think that a lot of trans shit that's going on is still a small subset of people, but it's always in your face. And the laws that they are allowed to pass when it comes to trans issues and the things that people do in the sake of being trans or to have an easier life is always crazy to me. So we're going to talk about this person right here. Let's go.
52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman.
Now, as you can see, this is a grown ass man. This look like Big Meat's little brother right here. This is a grown ass man.
But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno.
Hell, from my understanding, nobody knows what a woman is nowadays. Nobody knows what a woman is nowadays. We got a man out here with a movie called What is a Woman? Matt Walsh. And when you talk to these crazy ass people out here that need to be in straight jackets, because we need to make straight jackets great again and put these folks in Arkham. We just allow people to run rush hour because we have crazy Looney Tune ass people out here mingling with the same folks.
Charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, 2 other cellmates of.
So you mean to tell me you gotta wait till he gets somebody pregnant before you move him out of the woman's facility? Out of the woman, this is how crazy. If let's just use some common sense. If he was actually a woman and his roommate or cellie was a woman, there would be nobody getting pregnant in that cell.
His complained that he had raped them. So we have filed rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising.
So is he not a man? Or y'all letting him get away with saying that he's a woman? Because now I'm confused because he obviously has a penis. Obviously, probably more than likely has balls to get the woman pregnant. Probably still gets, an erection. So we got to figure out why in the hell would y'all think it was wise to do this?
Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021.
Bro, and see, I always say this. I am a man that's always going to hedge against the slippery slope. You got to do it. And this is the part of men where men come into play because men typically got to say, what would be the long-term effects of this? Because we know when women get a hold of stuff, in that moment, if it sounds good, they're going to go with it. They don't game plan anything. They don't think long-term down the road. Because I guarantee you a lot of women had their hand on this bill and said, this is a good idea. Not knowing that these people was going to get raped like this. But I don't understand how you didn't think they were going to not get raped. You mean to tell me, just think about this. Me, I'm just looking at me, just going by my frame and who I am as a man. I'm 5'11", 280 pounds, right? I know I'm overweight. Y'all ain't gonna tell me I'm fat, but I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Going into a female's prison. Now, if I'm in a room with a young lady, and let's say she 200 pounds, as a woman, that's what we're gonna give her a high end. She 200 pounds as a woman in prison. The fuck she gonna do with me? Just keep it real. What's she gonna do with me? I come in that bitch bogart her. What's she gonna do with me? Now we can go to the smaller side. What if you got a woman with 140 pounds in there? And then just think about this. Now I don't even. What about the women that find me attractive that I don't have to take their cootie pop? They just want to have relations because I got a penis. They want to see what it feel like. What about that?
It allows inmates to be housed with the gender they identify as. The CDCR website points out state law prohibits discrimination based on gender identity.
There's no psychological evaluation.
I agree. Women should not vote. Half the reason America it really is messed up is because women have been allowed to vote. That's the reason that we got inflation, because women wanted the women's movement and wanted to be able to vote and wanted to be in the workforce. That's why our kids are being indoctrinated. That's why our kids are piss poor now, because women thought they were doing the right things and want to go into the workforce instead of being wise and mothers and parent their children how they're supposed to be. Like, women really are the downfall of a lot of how America is. But the people and the globalists and the elitists knew what they were doing when they gave women the power to do these things.
That needs to be done. This person doesn't need to be on cross-gender hormones. They don't need to be signed up for transgender surgery. They don't even need a significant psychological evaluation regarding gender confusion. The mere statement is enough.
Once again, like I say, women shouldn't vote. This trans stuff got to go, because like I keep asking this question and nobody has an answer. When does this stop? When do they stop? And let's be real, does perversion ever stop? Does perversion ever just looks itself in the mirror and say, okay, we've been perverse enough. Maybe we shouldn't try to fuck kids in the ass nowadays. Maybe we should stop at the trans stuff, even though we're now minor attracted people. Just think about it. People are calling themselves minor attracted people nowadays. What? We're allowing this to really go on in America? And like I say, gays and homosexuals and all these people with all these Looney Tune ideas about their gender and sexuality, they're not born like this. They're created like this. That's why a lot of these people have to get in these situations. And if you talk to people that are participate in these lifestyles, just listen to the stories that they tell. They always got a backstory of how, if it's a woman and she's highly sexually promiscuous, she's talking about how her dad had sex with her, or her uncle touched her, or one of the aunties was eating on her cootie pop when she got out the bathtub, so now she like women. Or the same thing with the young boys. The young boy, mama had a boyfriend, and he came in the house, she didn't know, and when she would leave or go to sleep, he would come in my room and rape me and stuff like that. And now I'm gay because this dude, my mama let this dude come in the house. You just like that. Not now. You got some people that claim that they born gay because they haven't done it. But a lot of people just, let's be real, a lot of the people just doing shit. Just like you got these women with all these kids. They have all of these children. And all of a sudden you gay. Let's be real. The reason you gay because you want somebody that you can feel like you could be with, some other type of companionship, because you know men aren't going to give it to you after you have 4 kids and 16 baby daddies. Come on now. And even with the 4 kids, you killed 7 of them with abortion. Gave 2 of them up for adoption. What the hell is we really talking about? What the hell is really going on in America right now? These are the women that we have in America, and these are the things that's going on in America. So much so that we are allowing crazy people to roam the streets with the same ones. Make straight jackets great again. And if you're watching the video, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube and on your phone. So the next thing we're going to talk about, let's do an honorable mention for today. The honorable mention is this one right here. Honorable mention is this one right here. I gotta mute it. Let me mute this video because it got a song on it.
Uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown.
Oh dang, it's still play. Hold on. But if you see this video, y'all see this video, right? I done seen so many of these videos where these women are twerking in front of their kids. So many of these videos are these women twerking in front of their kids, and these are supposed to be parents. I don't even know my mama can even dance. I ain't never even see my mama do a two-step around me. She don't do no line dances. She don't do none of that. Mama, y'all, we got people that's mamas out here twerking, actually wearing their stripper attire and heels and have stripper poles in the living rooms where they have nothing but boys in this house. We have women who are raising nothing but boys and have stripper poles in their living rooms. Just think about that. They wear their stripper attire around these boys. And some of these women are even teaching their sons to be strippers themselves and wonder why we got these fruit duke little boys running around here acting like they act. This does not make any sense. And look at how this boy looking like he just pissed at his mama. And she think this cute. And I'm going to be real with y'all. It's crazy when I see these type of women because she's sexy. Nice little ass. She cute in the face. You ain't got to do all this, but I get it. I understand why a nigga went on ahead and shot the club up. I get it. But damn, where do we draw the line that when women just go back to actually being mothers? So, next thing we're talking about. So people are saying we're beating a dead horse with Travis Hunter and his girlfriend. People are saying we're beating a dead horse with Travis Hunter and his girlfriend. You know what I hate about this situation with Travis Hunter and his girlfriend? Is because so many people want us to stop talking about this because y'all know Travis Hunter is a good guy. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his mannerism. You can see it in his demeanor. You can see it in his smile. You can tell this guy is a pure-hearted guy, and so many people are trying to save him from destruction. So many people are trying to save you from when you understand when you marry a woman that's not for you and she take care of your stuff, and you understand how many men commit suicide after divorce. Like, men are trying to save you from these things. And so many people are out telling us we got to talk soft and we got to be nice and we got to give him encouragement when we talk about his relationship. No, he got to go through the same shit we all went through. Nobody sugarcoated when my bitch was getting fucked. Nobody sugarcoated me when my bitch was acting up out here. Why we got to do with Travis Hunter? No, we talking about a nigga that played football. One of the most violent sports there is. But we got to be all sugarcoated nice because we talking about his bitch. Y'all niggas didn't spare me. They didn't spare me. And so we always talk about older guys coming in and imparting wisdom into the younger guys. And so soon as niggas say, hey, man, your bitch ain't for you. Because if we was talking as men, it ain't going to be no, oh, she's a nice girl. She's a nice girl, but I just don't think she's for you. No. We men in a male environment having a conversation with another man, we going to say, your bitch ain't for you, bro. She don't move like she supposed to move, bro. Can you name a white woman that got up here and acted like this? Or can you name a white male athlete that won a Heisman and when he signed autographs and all this, his woman talking about, so, hey, how long I got to be here and sitting here and all this? Impeding on the things that I got to do to solidify money for us. And I'm telling the world that I want to get married and have a family. So much so that your coach, they got a clip of your coach talking to you, talking about, oh, yeah, if you get married, we're going to get your prenup, and it's going to be this thick. You're missing all the subliminals, bro. No, and I hate to say it, and I hate to see it, you're going to have to go through the ringer. And the thing is, you between a rock and a hard place right now, my boy. You between a rock and a hard place right now, because you can leave your girl now, and then everybody gonna say, "Oh, you let the world bully you into leaving your girl." But if you stay, and your girl nut up on you, then everybody gonna be like, "Hey, bro, we tried to tell you. Hey, bro, we did that, so you ain't got to go through it. We did that so you ain't got to go through it." And I understand, because y'all got to remember, now all of a sudden we ain't supposed to be talking about Travis Hunter, but what about Simone Biles? I just seen an article 3 days ago that people are mad at Simone Biles' husband because she was on the sideline with him, kissing on him, showing him affection. She bends over, he slaps her on the ass, and women are outraged because they're showing each other some PDA. They're showing each other a PDA. This is what y'all are upset about now?
Like you can never back.
This is what y'all are really
upset because I gave you the option to leave.
Upset about now. So this is the video. This is another video, and they just keep coming out. Just look at what he just said. Football players last 3 to 5 years. If they divorce, he won't have money. I believe in natural selection. Some people just got to go through the gauntlet. Some people just have to go through the hard times, and some people have to hit their head on the wall a bunch of times. They just have to. And Travis Hunter seems like he's one of those guys. But let's watch this video. Like I said, these videos just keep coming out, and these videos with him in it, and you could tell that this guy's not privy to what his woman is telling him. He's not privy to what his woman is telling him without telling him. So let's play the video.
I was scared to be with him when he went to college. Like I actually gave him the option to like break up. I was like, go to college, go do your thing. Cause like I was a freshman once, and I
come back whenever you're ready. I'll still be here.
No, I definitely didn't say that.
She definitely didn't say that. She definitely didn't say leave and go. You didn't even understand that. She said, hey, bro, I know you're gonna be a freshman. I know you're going to want to slang that Peter Welker, because when I was a freshman, I was getting trains ran on me. I was turned up as a freshman. So if you leave me, go and leave. But I ain't finna wait on you. Because she thinks she holds all the power. And when a person tells you, hey, you can leave me and do your thing, why do you think they telling you something like that? Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've had women that really were infatuated with me. They were enthralled with me. They really loved me. So much so that the thing that she's talking about, go do your thing, is just fucking other bitches. I've had women that really in love me say, hey, we could fuck these hoes together. Nigga, I love you that much.
What you said? You said it.
I said I gave you an option to break. Like I was like, go to college, like go have fun. We don't have to be together.
Yeah, you said if you're gonna cheat on me or do what you said,
or go do anything.
Yeah, you said if you're gonna cheat on me,
leave me where I'm at.
Just leave me alone right now, because I've been to college once before. I was a freshman and I did everything and I had fun. I was partying and I changed.
She was partying and she changed. She was partying and she changed. Now, granted, let me tell y'all something. Change is one of the hardest things to do. That's why every New Year's resolution is about fat motherfuckers talking about they ain't gonna be fat no more, but they done made the same resolution 15 years in a row, and these motherfuckers are still fat. Change is one of the hardest things people can do. How she changed, and she probably ain't number 24 years old. You mean to tell me the car carousel and the baloney pony has gotten so old that quick that you're okay with being in a relationship that you can just change? No, you're addicted to it at this point.
Like, bro, no, bro.
So that's how you keep. I gave him the option to go do stuff. He didn't want to do it. He stayed with me. So now I hold him to that. Like, you can never backtrack because I gave you the option to leave.
I can jerk.
And even her demeanor and her tone. I gave you the option to leave. Like, she wears the pants, like she controls what's going on. And remember, she's older than him. Because one of her lies of why she didn't want to talk to him was because she was in college and he was in high school. Those are already red flags with you being with him because you're older than him. Typically, women like to be with men that's older than them. You see how free-hearted and playful he is. You see how goofy he is. This is just a good kid, and everybody can tell it. That's why nobody wants to talk about his relationship like this, because y'all see it, but then at the same time, why y'all not trying to help this young man? Do y'all understand? He said he wants to get married, have kids with this woman, but then you think about the flip side of when men get divorced and how this suicide rate increases. Now, just think about he proceeds to go on with this girl, all of the backlash and everything that's come out, because now there's a guy posting he's selling a shirt, supposed to be one of her exes or some dude she did some type of work with. I don't know. It's conflicting stories, but they're posted up on the wall, and he's grabbing her ass, and he has this picture on his shirt, and he's selling it around social media or the internet. Fellas, this is why you got to guard who you are and be very careful on who you want to be with. Because a woman's past is very important. Don't let them bullshit you and let you think that it's not important. It's very important, because you never know when you could be all in love 20 years down the road, then bloop, here come the sex tape. And now you feel away. You done had a life. You done did all good. You think you got your wholesome woman, and all of a sudden, boop, sex tape. Boop. Your teenage son and daughter come home. Mama, they passing the sex tape a year around at school. This is why you got to be very careful on the things that you do and who you decide to be with.
Oh, wait. What's your favorite road? You see now? Your favorite road name city?
What's that mean?
Like, when we go on the road, like we play people, like different teams, when we play them away.
Oh.
What's your favorite city?
And so I'm going to tell y'all, to me, she not as bad as she thinks she is. That's number one. She's cute, and you got to think about this. Travis Hunter is probably one of the baddest chicks he has ever had. But you ain't signed that contract yet. You ain't seen. Have y'all seen what Bow Wow said? Have y'all seen what Bow Wow said? And I don't know if a lot of y'all know who Bow Wow really is, but back in the day, Bow Wow
Roasting people as Mickey, then walking away.
Ian, have you heard a second day before?
My bad. I don't know what the hell just happened. But y'all must not know that Bow Wow was a sniper back in the day. Bow Wow had some of the baddest chicks back in the day. I'm trying to figure out how you hold on real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, there you go. So here we go. We're going to play this video right here so y'all can actually see what Bow Wow said. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit that notification bell too. And turn on your notifications on social media. Let's go.
Trap. Check this out, gang. It's coming from your boy Bow Weezy. right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. But I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not a nigga to jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how to go. So I need you to hear me out. Number one, I don't want you feeling as though everybody jumping down your back or cats is hating. That's that mentality. I want you to look at this like I care about you.
Before we go any further, y'all make sure y'all like the video, share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell on YouTube, and turn the notifications on your phone.
And especially in our community and in this industry, not a lot of brothers get the opportunity like you about to get. You know what I mean? You about to get the biggest check in your life. You about to go to the NFL. And all we are doing is waking you up, young brother. Because if you don't see what the is going on, gang.
And that's the thing. It's so evident. It's so evident. We don't want to see another black man get taken through the ringer through divorce. We don't want to see another black man get railroaded, get played with when it comes to his children, get played with when it comes to getting put through the legal system. But it's sad that it looks like you're just going to have to go through it. You're going to have to go through it. It's going to be the biggest pile of dog shit you will have to eat dealing with this young lady. Then you already said the girl is damn near alcoholic. She got drunk when you was on the live one day. You said she was laying down drunk because she was upset at all the stuff that everybody was saying. So you mean to tell me she handles her problems by getting drunk? I don't know no nice alcoholics, period.
If we didn't get, we'll let you crash out. But from one plan to the next, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commented on another page, NBA with heart eyes and the money tongue out. That's
correct. She should not even have a tattoo of a money sign on her finger. She married to the money. Come on now, Travis.
That's your fiance. Wake up, young brother. Fiancés don't move like that. I ain't never had one of my fucking girls ever lay next to me in the same crib as me under another page, leaving heart eyes with the money tongue out. Total violation. Would have been packing up and getting my crib that day. I don't play that. You out. And it's like you so caught up in being.
Yeah, she ain't caught up. He pussy whipped. Let's call it like it is. We've all, what your mom used to say? Boy, that girl got your nose open. And Travis got a wide nose. Boy, that girl got your nose open. We know shit, like my mama say, you get a little bit of a sniff of that stank and y'all just go crazy. Travis thing went crazy.
Being in love with this, bro. I don't even think this woman really love you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here? What's keeping you here then? If I'm not your type, that means you going off look. So what the keeping you here? You gotta ask
yourself this too. How many times have we seen women who have been divorced say that same and exact thing that his girlfriend said? I knew I shouldn't have married him. He wasn't my type, but he ended up growing on me. Yeah, he grew on you, but y'all still divorced. How many times have we heard people say this? There are things that we should be wise and hip to by now that people should understand it. When these things are said, the outcomes of what these people are trying to say without saying them, the subliminals, the body language, the way that people move. These are all important things when it comes to dating and relationships.
But you young though, but you got to ask yourself some questions. We not coming down on you, brother. We trying to wake you up. You know what I'm saying? Before this end up. Last but not least, young brother, I want you to live your life, man. You young, man. I don't even think you're 24 yet. Do you know how much women are about to be thrown your way? Boy, you the Heisman Trophy Award winner. Can't no give you no advice better than me because I was young with the bag and I'm still here doing it, navigating. I'm telling you from first-hand experience, brother, it's about to be so many women about to throw that thing your way. You ain't gonna be able to turn it down. So all it's gonna do is just lead to frustration and all type of bull in your household anyway. Young brother, snatch that ring back, get focused on what's important. Hard to build your when you got a broad with you. That's bro, you in the media more for the broad than you is for the winning the Heisman. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So I don't give a look. Coach Prime got my number. You know how to hit me. I'm telling you, coming down on you. I ain't trying to hate on your situation, but wake up.
And that's all niggas is trying to get you to do is wake up. Like I said, I don't know. Well, I don't know why we talk about a million other relationships. And I don't even give a fuck about them being young. We talk about a million other relationships by young people. Haley and DDG. When Chloe was out with Ghana. Like we talk about a million other people relationships. But all of a sudden, when it comes to this one, so many people want to tell people to shut up. I just seen people on my timeline telling us, oh, this is lame behavior. Y'all speaking up. Or some of y'all girlfriends. If y'all knew what y'all girlfriends was doing back in the day, y'all wouldn't be XYZ. Let me tell y'all something. This is some real shit. It's called out of sight, out of mind. I can't worry about what I don't know about. It's out of sight, out of mind. I can't worry about what I don't know about. His girl is doing this stuff in the public eye. Y'all have videos together in the public eye. Y'all put y'all relationship out here in the public eye. Don't get mad on people for speaking on your relationship. Guess what? Nobody speaks on me and my wife's relationship. You know why? We ain't out here doing mukbangs. I ain't out here signing autographs and my bitch upset sitting on the side of me talking about some, how much longer I got to shit here? She ain't around here telling me or telling her friends, hey, you wasn't my type. Just saying, like, these are the reasons why we're speaking on this. He should just keep her a girlfriend. I don't understand why he got to marry her either. And if he was smart, if Travis was smart, because he caught this backlash, he should just stay with her. Just don't marry her. He should just stay with her and do not marry her. That way, when she nut up, because she gonna nut up. She trying to secure the bag. You got to think about it. He probably gonna sign a $50 million contract when he go to the league. Hold on. Let me research something. Average rookie receiver contract. Okay, so it says right here, it says, according to current NFL rookie contract trends, the average rookie wide receiver contract is around $10 million across 4-year deal, with the top first round picks potentially reaching closer to $20 million, while later round picks may sign deals closer to the league minimum salary of $795,000 per year. So Travis Hunter is definitely going to get over $20 million. They say up to 20. He's going to get to 20 million plus for sure. He's going to be a number 1 or 2 draft pick for sure. Top 5 guaranteed. So when we had these conversations, she already knows. Soon as he signed that contract, he said this out his mouth. As soon as he signed that contract, he want to get married and have babies. I still don't understand why these athletes just don't wait to after their career is over to pursue marriage and children. The average lifespan is 3 to 5 years. You might have a little bit more longevity being a running back in the new law league rules and stuff like that. So you have a little bit longer longevity, unless it's just some like weird, you come down, land, and break your ankle in a weird place. But for the most part, you should be all right. You should get you a good 10 years in the league. At 23, 33, you could do whatever you want to. You still young enough to have children, have your wife be there, and actually take your time to understand and learn. Because the issue with a lot of these athletes, all they have and all they know is football and sports. They don't understand and take the time out to really know how to vet women good enough to know they pick the right woman. You had to be seasoned enough to understand when you had to be sitting around, you had to go through heartbreaks, you got to go through relationships, you had to just be talking to your homeboy. You got to see how your homeboy girl move and what she do. You had to really be studying women enough to understand what you can and can't accept and what you should and shouldn't accept in your relationship. And these guys do nothing but play sports. They training all day, eating healthy, studying film, practice all year round, football games, road trips. You ain't dealt with your woman enough to even know what she like, what she want to do. If you really love her, she really love you. Like y'all don't have the time for that. Even at an early age, when you seeing people like the young kid with the dreads, the young nigga called Blaze. I don't know if y'all seen him, but even his training regimen to play football at a young age, how often he's concerned and focused on football, how often his daddy had him in the backyard doing football drills, playing, practicing, coaching, training, lifting. Like, this is a young kid. The kid got to be under 10 years old. Maybe a little older, because that was a while ago when that video came out. But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy the stuff that we see and what these athletes have to go to get to that elite level. You're talking about people that's a 0.000000000% chance of you even making it to the NFL, NBA, major leagues, and all of these other type of sports. Like I said, nobody hating on you, bro. We just outside looking in, and it's hard to see what everybody else is seeing when you in it, especially when you balls deep in it. When you balls deep in it, sometimes that thing be gripping it, don't want to let you go. We get it. I was 20-some years old. At that time, I had a lot of chicks with that fire. When you young, because like they say, when you get older, like Dave Chappelle say, no such thing as 35-year-old good pussy. You young, she young, vibrant, body still tight, ain't got no marks on her, all types of shit. She probably ain't got no stretch marks on her, just flawless. Just get naked and it's gripping, is ready, is wet. I get it. We understand it. But come on, bro. Some things, and I watched Vince Carter talk about how he was so immature when he got to the Texans. And I hope Travis Hunter doesn't have the same issue of being childish and immature. But I want to tell everybody, thank y'all for tuning in today. It's been a great, hold on, what Forsaken said. With all the red pill content that's out there, no excuse. We didn't have that back in the day. He has no excuses. Yeah, but you got to think about it. The red pill, even the red pill content is still like a small thing when it comes to content out there, the content world. And then you got to think about what red pill looks like now. A lot of the red pill content creators are revamping and jumping into like the politic realm, or they're not going hard. Like, because only really red pill stuff that I could think about to this day that's still going stronger, like Fresh and Fit, and that's probably about it. I guess your Sneeko, like even like Sneeko, they all of those guys that was like in that space, all talking about Muslim stuff, political stuff. So it's just a different time of day. Like, I can't think of anybody that's just really in that red pill space. It's going to be a void. It's going to have a revamp. It's going to have a new look. Red pill definitely is going to have a new look. Alpha male strategies. He from Alabama. I fuck with alpha male. So yeah, he probably like I said, he's probably like the only one. But you got to think about it. He don't even have the buzz or the clout that he used to have. I guess Coach Greg Adams, even like people like Anchorman. Anchorman been getting into more politics lately. So like I said, the red pill is going to have a different look. I think red pill is needed. I think it's just going to have a revamp. I think people are going to have to try to make the red pill a little bit more marketable, a little bit more palatable. Because even the government labeling what they call it, the male extremists now, like mediocre tutorials, alpha male, or I don't know if alpha male was on there. Fresh and Fit, male extremists. I didn't even know that was a thing until I seen that list. It's crazy out here. You got to be safe. You got to stay prayed up, and you got to watch your turn, your back at every turn. It's the New Normal Podcast, and we gone. Peace.